Have you ever talked to someone who made you question your own reality? They didn't yell, they didn't insult you. They simply asked you questions, calm, calculated questions that made you doubt what you felt, what you saw, and even who you are. That's the genius of manipulation. It hides behind curiosity. A liar doesn't always attack your truth directly. They plant a seed of confusion and let your own mind destroy the rest. Marcus Aurelius once wrote, "The truth is simple, deceit is tangled." And when you learn to recognize those knots, you'll never be tied by them again. In this video, we'll uncover 7 questions liars use to twist your perception and how Stoic awareness can protect your peace from emotional predators. Because once you understand the game, you stop being the pawn. Comment below, I protect my peace with truth. 1. Why are you so sensitive? It starts quietly. A sigh, a smirk, a small line dropped so effortlessly that you barely notice its poison. Why are you so sensitive? They ask it as if they genuinely care, as if they're confused by your reaction. And you freeze for a moment, wondering if maybe you did take it the wrong way. Maybe you really are the problem. That's how manipulation works. Not through force, but through subtle distortion. The liar doesn't attack your mind directly. They make you attack it. This question sounds harmless, but it's one of the oldest tools in emotional control. It tells you your feelings are exaggerated, that your reality can't be trusted. Once you start apologizing for feeling something real, they've succeeded. You begin to edit yourself, soften your voice, silence your intuition, and doubt your own memory. They've shifted the power dynamic without raising their voice. And the moment you accept the label too sensitive, they don't need to argue anymore. You'll censor yourself for them. But here's the truth. People who feel deeply aren't fragile. They're aware. They sense tone, silence, and energy shifts others completely miss. Empathy gives them insight, but manipulators twist that into a weakness because sensitivity exposes the tension they try to hide. That's why they laugh when you confront them. They mock you with, "Relax, it was just a joke." But Stoicism teaches the opposite. Your emotions are not enemies, they are messengers. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "If you are distressed by anything external, it is not the thing itself that troubles you, but your judgment about it." People misunderstand this. He wasn't telling you to suppress emotion. He was teaching you to interpret it. Feelings are data. They reveal where your boundaries are being crossed. A Stoic doesn't reject emotion. He refines it. You can feel anger without losing clarity. You can feel hurt without surrendering your truth. So when someone calls you sensitive, pause. Don't react. Don't defend. Just breathe and observe. Ask yourself, why does my feeling bother them? Often, it's because your awareness shines a light on what they hope to hide. A manipulator's greatest fear is being seen clearly. That's why they minimize, deflect, and project. Because truth exposes them. Try this simple practice. Whenever someone questions your reaction, write down the exact words they used and the emotion that rose in you. This is how you reclaim your clarity. Don't analyze, just record. Over days or weeks, you'll start seeing patterns. You'll realize it's not your sensitivity that's the problem. It's their discomfort with accountability. Stoicism calls this process self-examination, turning emotion into evidence. Seneca once said, "No man is more unhappy than he who never faces adversity, for he is not permitted to prove himself." To feel deeply in a shallow world is not a curse. It's proof that you're still human in a time when most people have gone numb. The Stoic path isn't about killing emotion. It's about mastering perception. You learn to hold your fire without losing your flame. So the next time someone leans in and says, "Why are you so sensitive?" don't shrink. Don't apologize. Look them in the eye. Breathe deeply and let this truth settle in you. You're not sensitive. You're perceptive. You see what others deny, and that's why liars fear you. 2. Are you sure that really happened? They tilt their head, smile faintly, and drop the question that unravels your confidence. Are you sure that really happened? The words sound innocent, but the effect is surgical. Suddenly, the clear memory you held starts to blur. You replay the event, the argument, the lie, the betrayal, and doubt sneaks in. Maybe you remembered it wrong. Maybe you did exaggerate. That's how gaslighting begins, not with denial, but with suggestion. A skilled manipulator doesn't erase your truth. They simply invite you to doubt it. This is psychological warfare disguised as conversation. It's not about clarity, it's about confusion. When they ask that question, what they're really saying is, "Let me rewrite your story." And once you let them edit your memory, you start depending on them to define what's real. Emotional control tightens its grip one innocent question at a time. Stoicism teaches that perception is the first battlefield of the mind. Epictetus wrote, "We suffer not from events, but from our judgment about them." Manipulators know this. If they can alter your judgment, they don't need to alter the event. Your mind will finish the job for them. That's why Stoic awareness becomes a shield. It trains you to separate what actually happened from the story someone wants you to believe. Truth doesn't fade. Confusion does. If someone truly cares, they'll help you find clarity, not fog. A manipulator thrives on ambiguity. They question, wait for you to spiral, then position themselves as the reasonable one. It's a performance. You've been cast as the unreliable narrator. The Stoics believed journaling was a sacred act of remembering, a way to preserve truth against distortion. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Meditations not for the world, but to anchor his own mind in reality." You can do the same. Whenever someone makes you doubt what happened, write, "What did I see? What did I feel? What do I know for sure?" That's your reality journal, not therapy, training. When you write the truth, you anchor yourself in it. Manipulators rely on one thing, your silence. If they can make you question your memory, they can rewrite it. But when you document reality, you reclaim power. Over time, you'll notice the same people always question your perception because they fear accountability. Stoicism reminds you that memory is not weakness, it's responsibility. Seneca said, "The truth is not lost, it is abandoned." Don't abandon yours. You saw what you saw. You felt what you felt. You know what you know. So next time someone asks, "Are you sure that really happened?" don't argue or explain. Just smile and remember, your clarity is your armor. Write it down before they rewrite it. 3. Don't you trust me? It's one of the most manipulative questions ever created. Don't you trust me? It sounds vulnerable, intimate, almost innocent. But underneath, it's a trap meant to make you feel guilty for protecting yourself. The moment you hesitate, the manipulator wins. Because what they're really saying is, prove your loyalty by ignoring your instincts. And if you fall for it once, they'll use it for the rest of the relationship. This question is emotional blackmail disguised as affection. It takes trust, the most sacred human bond, and turns it into a weapon. You start feeling like you owe them reassurance, like mistrusting them makes you the problem. But that's not how real trust works. True trust is earned through consistency, not demanded through guilt. It's built through action, not argument. When someone has to demand your trust, it's usually because they've already broken it. Manipulators use this line when their story doesn't add up, when timelines blur, when explanations shift, when your instincts whisper, "This isn't right." But instead of addressing facts, they appeal to your emotions. They know good-hearted people prefer harmony over conflict, so they hide behind that virtue. They use your empathy as a shield against your logic. The Stoics called this moral blindness, when emotion clouds judgment. Seneca wrote, "Confidence is born from character, not persuasion." You don't earn trust by asking for it. You earn it by being trustworthy. A Stoic doesn't hand out blind faith. He observes, he measures, he waits for alignment between words and deeds. Epictetus warned that misplaced trust is not kindness, it's self-neglect. So the next time someone says, "Don't you trust me?" pause before answering. Breathe. Notice what your body feels in that moment. The tightening in your chest, the quiet pulse of unease. Those aren't signs of paranoia, they're signals of wisdom. Stoicism teaches that your intuition, when trained by reason, is an ally. Trust should not silence your awareness. It should reinforce it. If you want to practice Stoic discernment, try this small ritual. For every person you interact with regularly, write down 3 things: what they say, what they do, and what remains consistent over time. That's your personal trust ledger. Review it every few weeks. You'll be amazed how clearly patterns appear when emotion no longer clouds the page. Manipulators hate written clarity because it exposes what their charm conceals. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts." If you constantly color your thoughts with guilt for protecting yourself, you'll live trapped in other people's expectations. But when you color them with truth and self-respect, you reclaim your power to see things as they are. Trust is not a gift you hand to anyone who asks. It's a mirror reflecting the truth of their behavior. And sometimes the most stoic act of love is walking away from someone who keeps asking for what they've never earned. So when someone looks at you and says, "Don't you trust me?" you can finally smile and answer silently, "I trust patterns, not promises." 4. Why would I lie to you? Why would I lie to you? The tone is wounded, almost offended, as if the mere idea of their dishonesty is outrageous. But that's the point. The question isn't meant to clear doubt. It's meant to shame you for having it. You were moments away from confronting something that didn't add up. Now you hesitate, afraid of seeming paranoid or unfair. They flip the script. You go from questioning them to questioning yourself. This is one of the oldest psychological tricks in human behavior, the illusion of moral credibility. When someone asks, "Why would I lie to you?" they're implying that lying is beneath them, that they're too virtuous, too loyal, too loving to deceive. And ironically, that alone should make you cautious. Because honest people rarely need to declare their honesty. They simply live it. Liars understand guilt better than anyone. They know most people would rather believe a comfortable lie than face an uncomfortable truth. So they hide behind your kindness, your desire for harmony, your instinct to see the good in others. Stoicism calls this emotional weakness, the tendency to confuse hope with evidence. Marcus Aurelius warned, if someone deceives you, it's because you chose to trust your hope instead of your reason. A Stoic mind doesn't demand proof through words. It watches patterns through time. Lies are temporary. Inconsistency is permanent. Look closer. The person who insists they'd never lie often avoids eye contact when details come up. They claim not to remember specifics. They laugh or change the subject. That's not confusion, it's strategy. They're not trying to earn your trust. They're trying to manage your doubt. In these moments, your greatest weapon isn't confrontation, it's observation. Don't argue to prove they're lying. Let time do it for you. Stoicism teaches that truth requires no defense. When someone's behavior contradicts their words, you don't need to fight for clarity. You just stay silent long enough to watch their narrative collapse. Silence isn't surrender, it's power. Here's your Stoic exercise. For the next 7 days, resist the urge to correct inconsistencies. Just write them down. Record every moment where words and actions diverge. At the end of the week, you'll have a mirror, not of their stories, but of their character. And once you see it, you can't unsee it. Epictetus wrote, "The wise man never fears the truth. A liar fears truth because it strips away their control. They rely on confusion. They depend on your need for reassurance. But when you stay grounded, calm, and watchful, their performance falls apart. So the next time someone says, 'Why would I lie to you?' don't explain, don't defend, don't rush to believe. Pause. Look into their eyes. Let silence speak for you. Because the Stoic answer is simple. A truthful person never needs to ask that question. Words can charm, but patterns never lie. 5. Why can't you just move on? It always comes after the damage is done. After they've lied, betrayed, or walked away without taking responsibility, they return with a calm tone and a sentence sharp enough to reopen your wound. Why can't you just move on? It sounds reasonable, even mature, but underneath, it's cruelty disguised as logic. What they really mean is, why can't you forget what I did so I can stop feeling guilty? This question isn't about your healing. It's about their comfort. It's not a request for closure. It's a demand for your silence. And it works because it targets the part of you that wants to appear strong and over it. Suddenly you feel weak for still caring, ashamed for still hurting, guilty for remembering. They shift the burden from their wrongdoing onto your recovery. But Stoicism sees pain differently. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "What stands in the way becomes the way." Pain isn't an obstacle to healing, it is the healing. Moving on too quickly is like burying a wound alive. The Stoic doesn't run from discomfort, he studies it. He looks at the scar and asks, what truth lives here? Because truth, once acknowledged, frees you. Truth denied imprisons you. Modern culture says healing means forgetting. Stoicism teaches the opposite. Healing means remembering without resentment. You don't move on by pretending nothing happened. You move forward by integrating what happened into your wisdom. The wound becomes your teacher, not your cage. So next time someone pressures you to move on, ask yourself, who benefits from my forgetting? Usually it's the person who caused the harm. They want peace without repair, closure without accountability. But peace built on denial isn't peace. It's emotional anesthesia. The Stoic rejects that illusion. Seneca wrote, What need is there to weep over parts of life? The whole of it calls for tears. He wasn't glorifying pain, he was honoring honesty. Here is a Stoic ritual to reclaim your power. Write a closure letter, not to send, but to release. Write everything you swallowed, everything you minimized, everything you carried alone. Then burn it, not to erase the memory, but to purify it. Fire doesn't destroy truth, it transforms it. When the smoke rises, let it carry away the need for their apology. You don't need permission to heal. The Stoic heals not through denial, but through digestion, taking in the lesson, leaving the poison. When you stop waiting for closure from them, you give closure to yourself. So the next time they ask, calmly and calculated, why can't you just move on? You won't defend your healing. You won't explain your pain. You'll simply breathe, stand grounded, and remember, you don't owe anyone your peace. You owe yourself your truth. 6. Why are you making this about you? This one hits hard because it strikes the core of your self-respect. You finally gather the courage to speak your truth. That hurt. I didn't deserve that. You crossed a line. And they respond with disbelief, even pity. Why are you making this about you? Suddenly, your honesty becomes selfishness. Now you're no longer talking about what they did. You're defending why you spoke at all. This is a classic manipulation tactic, role inversion. They flip the emotional script so you doubt your right to express pain. By framing your boundary as ego, they get to stay comfortable in their wrongdoing. This tactic works especially well on kind, self-aware people, those who already reflect on their emotions and fear being too much. The manipulator exploits that fear like a lever. If they can make you feel guilty for speaking up, you'll silence yourself next time. But Stoicism teaches a crucial distinction. Self-awareness is not self-absorption. There's a difference between making everything about you and taking responsibility for your inner world. Epictetus wrote, "First, tell yourself what kind of person you want to be." The Stoic looks inward, not to center the world around himself, but to govern his reactions, to say, "This is who I choose to be, regardless of others' behavior." That's not ego, that's discipline. When someone says, "Why are you making this about you?" what they're really doing is protecting their illusion. They want the conversation to focus on your tone, your timing, your delivery, anything except their actions. They hope you'll get lost defending your intention while they escape accountability. Don't play that game. The Stoic response is calm observation, not emotional defense. Here's a technique to practice. When accused of selfishness, ask yourself, 1. Am I seeking truth or attention? 2. Am I stating facts or assigning blame? 3. Does my intention align with my values? If the answer is yes, stay grounded. Don't over-explain. Don't negotiate your sincerity. Your peace doesn't require their approval. Use this Stoic mantra in the moment. It's about me because I am responsible for me. That single sentence is a shield. It reminds you that self-respect is not arrogance, it's stewardship. You are the guardian of your mind, your boundaries, and your energy. If you don't make your inner world your responsibility, someone else will, and they'll weaponize it against you. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "When you blame others, you give away your power." The reverse is also true. When you take ownership, you reclaim it. When others blame you for speaking truth, they reveal their fear of losing power. People who are at peace with themselves don't need to gaslight you for setting boundaries. So the next time someone says, "Why are you making this about you?" don't shrink, don't argue. Just breathe, meet their gaze, and let silence do the work. Because the Stoic knows awareness is not ego, it's integrity. And integrity never needs permission to exist. 7. Do you really think you're perfect? This one always appears when you finally hold someone accountable. You point out the lie, the contradiction, the repeated behavior, and instead of reflecting, they smirk and say, "Do you really think you're perfect?" The question lands like a slap wrapped in reason. It's not curiosity, it's an attack, one designed to shift the moral weight off them and onto you. Suddenly the issue isn't what they did, it's whether you have the right to speak at all. This tactic is called moral deflection. Manipulators silence truth not by denying it, but by painting you as self-righteous. They push you into explaining, softening, apologizing for your tone. You rush to prove you're humble. And in the process, you abandon the clarity you started with. That is exactly what they want. They weaponize your integrity against you. But Stoicism teaches a different truth. Humility does not require silence in the face of wrongdoing. Seneca wrote, "He who corrects others should first correct himself, but he should still speak." Notice the balance. The Stoic begins with self-examination, but he does not stop there. To see wrong and say nothing is not humility. It is fear disguised as virtue. When they ask, "Do you really think you're perfect?" what they are really doing is trying to equalize guilt. If they can make you feel just as flawed, then nobody has to change. And good-hearted people fall into this trap the fastest. They think, maybe I was too harsh, maybe I shouldn't have said anything. But clarity does not require perfection. It only requires honesty. Marcus Aurelius reminded himself, "If anyone can show me I am wrong, I will gladly change, for I seek truth, which never harmed anyone." That's the Stoic posture, open to correction, but immune to manipulation. You can admit imperfection without surrendering truth. Here's the key: intention. Are you speaking to punish or to reveal what is real? If your intent is rooted in integrity, stand firm. Try this simple response next time someone accuses you of thinking you're perfect. No. I just think what happened deserves honesty. That single sentence resets the frame. It shifts the spotlight back to the behavior, not your character. Stoicism teaches that control of tone is control of power. When you stay steady while they escalate, you expose their avoidance. The manipulator thrives on guilt, but guilt only holds power if you accept it. Truth doesn't need to shout to be strong. It doesn't need humiliation to illuminate. It stands firm, quiet, clear, unshakable. Seneca once wrote, "To be calm in correction is a sign of greatness." So the next time someone sneers, "Do you really think you're perfect?" take a breath. Let compassion replace anger. And remember, I don't need to be perfect to tell the truth. I just need to be brave enough to see it. 8. The Stoic Shield, how to disarm manipulation. By now, you've seen the pattern. Every manipulative question. Why are you so sensitive? Are you sure that happened? Don't you trust me? Has one purpose: to make you doubt yourself. A liar doesn't have to rewrite reality. They only need to make you rewrite your own mind. The battlefield isn't the argument, it's your awareness. That's where the Stoic stands guard. Manipulators operate through emotional distortion. They take your virtues, your empathy, patience, and understanding, and turn them against you. They twist context, hide behind tone, speak in circles. Their goal is confusion. A confused mind is easy to control, but Stoicism gives you something they cannot predict. Clarity. You don't fight harder, you stand steadier. You don't match their chaos, you witness it. Marcus Aurelius wrote, "The best revenge is to be unlike your enemy." To disarm manipulation, you don't become colder, you become clearer. Awareness is your first shield. Once you recognize their tactics, you stop absorbing them. Manipulation suffocates without your reaction. Here is the Stoic Shield, a 3-step method to protect your peace. 1. Observe without reacting. When someone triggers doubt or guilt, pause. Notice your breath, your chest, your instinct. The pause is your power. 2. Label the tactic. Silently name it. That's guilt tripping. That's gaslighting. That's deflection. Naming breaks the trance. 3. Respond with silence or truth, never emotion. You don't owe explanations to dishonesty. You owe alignment to your values. A simple, "I don't see it that way," is often enough to end the game. Manipulation feeds on reaction, not resistance. The more still you are, the quicker their illusion collapses. They may call you cold, distant, detached. Let them. A Stoic does not explain his peace, he embodies it. Seneca wrote, "No man is free who is not master of himself." Mastery doesn't mean apathy. It means choosing what deserves your energy. The Stoic Shield isn't arrogance, it's self-respect. It is the quiet strength of someone who refuses to be rewritten by another's chaos. So when the manipulator asks their clever questions, smile inwardly. You know the rhythm, you know the strategy, you know the game. But now you also know this. Your calm mind terrifies the manipulator, and that is your victory. Every manipulator shares one fear, your awareness, because once you see the game, it ends. They can twist words, fake emotions, rewrite stories, but they cannot control a mind anchored in truth. The Stoics understood this centuries ago. Peace isn't found in the silence of others, but in the mastery of yourself. You don't need to shout your truth. You only need to live it. You don't need revenge. Your clarity is the revenge. So as you leave this lesson, remember, your emotions are not weakness, your memory is not madness, and your boundaries are not cruelty. They are proof that you've awakened. A calm mind, rooted in reason and virtue, becomes untouchable. Comment below, "I see through manipulation. I choose peace over confusion." Because in the end, you don't defeat liars with anger. You defeat them with awareness. And awareness, my friend, is the ultimate Stoic weapon.